Hello and welcome for another exciting session on the 7 pillars of life with Dr. Acharya Shree Varma. Thank you for being with us. I hope you have started implementing some of the tips that we got in the first and second session about food and water. And before we enter today's session on breathing, I have a few questions, if it's okay to start with answering some questions that have come from people who have listened to us last week. And one first question is very common. Often we ask, can I put squeezed lemon in my water? Many people recommend that. What is your advice?
You can take it. Morning water, it's a warm water. It can be added with a little lemon. It's fine. Lemon is again, it's a cleanser. It'll help you the detox a little better, but don't add a sugar or salt with that. It should be the plain water, lukewarm water with a lemon. It is advisable. You can take it.
Thank you. That's my first questions. Other kinds of liquid, for example, juices, carbonated water, can we do all this? What's the recommendation?
Normally, carbonated water we don't recommend for a regular use. Sometimes as a medicine it is used, but generally it have a tendency to create the acidity inside, and it can reduce the density of your bone on a longer usage. So carbonated water, as much as possible, please avoid. It can be any brand. It can be even a homemade, as much as possible. Carbonated water is not good for your intestines, not good for your bones too. So it can be avoided. After 60, this carbonated water, it can produce a lot of challenges on the nervous system. So we say it's like, as much as possible, please avoid carbonated water. About the juice, the water is a detoxifier. When we are considering juice, it is a nourisher. So if you want to skip a one-time meal, you can avoid the meal and you can take juices. Even weekly once, you can skip your 3 meals and you take 3 times juices. It's considered as one of the best fasting is a juice fasting. Weekly once, it's recommended.
So that question also has come. Can I start my morning by having a chai or a tea or a coffee, even though I break my fast later? Is that considered like liquid, or is it already breaking my fast? Should I stop this habit?
Coffee and tea is considered as a medicine. It's not as a habit. So we say when you get up in the morning, please do breathe and water. Before cleansing, please don't take a coffee or tea. All these 2 materials, it have a property of dyeing. It's a coloring material. Without doing a proper cleanse, if you are taking it, it can give a coating to your stomach. It can give a coating to your intestines. So we say it's like, don't take a coffee or a tea at empty stomach. So you start your day with a breathe and you start your day with a water. You have a habit of taking coffee or tea. After this 1 liter of water, you can take a little quantity of a coffee or a tea. Normally, if you are little slow down in the morning, you have a less energy. Taking half cup of coffee, it can make you nervine tonic. It will make you active. Coffee is an addiction too. Once you are taking a regular, suddenly stopping will give a lot of challenges, headache, constipation, emotional imbalances, a lot of nonsense feeling you will get it if you're stopping the coffee. So we say reduce the quantity, don't take it at an empty stomach. After you take your water intake, take little coffee, it will make you feel high. When morning itself you wake up with a lot of energy, enthusiasm and everything working well, you don't need a coffee. If you have a habit of taking a tea, that's for you. You can take it after 1 liter of water. Don't have a habit of coffee and tea, you're blessed, you're at the right track. Sometimes can I take it after your food? If you take a little green tea, that's good. It should be warm. So you take a milk, you take green tea, that's fine. Mixing the milk with the tea, mixing the milk with the coffee, normally we don't recommend. It's very heavy to digest. It might be taste to your tongues, but it give a coating. It's making a coloring agent. So we say as much as possible you avoid it. You can't avoid it, reduce the quantity. Use that as a medicine. Some people have challenges on their sleep. If you ask, they will have a habit of taking 6 coffees a day, 4 coffees a day. He says, if you are having a habit taking coffee, please complete your coffee before your lunchtime. Evenings, coffees are not recommended at all. Anybody have insomnia or sleep disorder, please avoid coffee in the evenings.
Very clear guidelines. Thank you. So the last question on this chapter of water is the recipient in which you keep water, a mud pot, plastic, metallic vessels, and also maybe cups in which you drink. Does it matter? Will it change the quality of the water?
Absolutely, it matters. As much as possible, please avoid keeping water in the plastic containers. These microplastics can change the quality of the water. It can create toxicity in the water. So Ayurveda advises water to keep in earthen pot. If it's possible, keep the water in earthen pot, because water have Siddha Gunam. This earth also have a Siddha Gunam. So it makes familiar and friendlier your water. When you are taking the water, have the original quality of the water. You don't get an earthen pot, you get a stainless steel, it's good. You have a copper, it's good. So water takes the properties where it stays. So Ayurveda says water can be taken in an earthen pot, it can be taken in a silver pots, or you are taking a glass bottles, it is a neutral. If you're taking water in the glass bottle, if you have a copper coin or even a silver coin, if you're affordable to keep a gold coin, it can be kept in the water throughout the night, and morning you take that water. It makes the micro qualities of the water get better. So someone feels the water has to be purified, that can be done with the natural metals. It's a purified metals. It can be put in the water. That water can be taken in the mornings.
Very nice. New informations about water and its quality with simple things we can do at home. So let's go to the next chapter, today being the third pillar of life, and we talk about breath. So what are your recommendations? Breathing, according to what you said last week, is one of the 3 nutrients. I am not sure I'm aware that I'm breathing all the time. What do you recommend we do?
Normally we say food, water, breathe, but it is breathe, water and food is the correct order. Without food, we can stay for a day or 2. Without water also, we can sustain our life for 1 or 2 days. But without breathe, you can't be alive at all. Are we giving any importance to our breathe? We are completely ignorant. We are thinking, I am taking enough breathe. What a big deal about it.
Yeah.
But it is not true. Your lungs have a capacity. It is a rubber plastic. It can expand. Your lungs have a capacity to carry X amount of breath. But if you're not doing proper practice, the emotional challenges which reduce the capacity of breath intake. If you're seeing a kid, it have a deep breath.
Yeah.
It breathes from its stomach.
Yes.
When we start sending the kids to the school, when you're putting conditions to the kid, when you're creating a fear on the kid, the kid's breathing capacity comes down. Breath and emotions directly connected. Even you could witness yourself when you're preparing yourself for an interview, or you're preparing yourself for a very important meeting, or you're rushing yourself to get a bus or a train, your breath gets shallow. And if somebody shouts at you, you feel shattered. Before you get afraid, your breath gets changes. So breathe and your emotions are very well interconnected. So the fear of the future or the anger of the past, which directly destroys your breathing capacity. So if you take any common people, do their pulmonary function test, their lungs capacity is less than 70%. The life is all about how you breathe, and until the breath is inside, you are that you are. When the breath goes away from you, even your most beloved kith and kin, they look as a dead body. So breath is the most important and vital pillar of your life. In Tamil we says, Varinai Vanki Vaitil Atakil, Paringottu Kayam Parikinum Pinjam. If somebody learns how to breathe and they continue that breathing practice, they doesn't need a physician to treat their physical body. Until they are alive on this earth, this body never get decay. It keep the youthness in the physical body. How our physical body need an exercise? You go regular to the gym for 3 months. After that, when you're looking your biceps or a triceps, it get a shape, it get a strength. The same way, if you're practicing the breathing exercise 3 months regular, your lungs capacity is expanding and it reaches its fullest. You're going to a shopping and you're carrying a bag. If you have a bigger bag, you can buy a lot of good things. If you take a small bag with you, even you see a lot of useful things, you can't fill in that. So for our body, our internal organs to function, we need oxygen, we need the prana. It depends on the capacity of your lungs. How the richness makes you more confident to face the future, in the same way, the richness of your lungs give your nervous system more dynamic, more stable, more confident towards the life energy. So Ayurveda recommends the pranayam or the breathing practices should be done in every morning. We says the Brahma Muhurta is the best time to get up and start your day with a breath.
When is Brahma Muhurta?
Before 90 minutes of sunrise, it's a Brahma Muhurta. So if he says like a 6 o'clock is sunrise, then it's a 4:30 is the Brahma Muhurta. So normally the Brahma Muhurta is a 3 hours of time span. So it starts by 3 o'clock and it completes by 6 o'clock. So the peak of the Brahma Muhurta is the 4:30. So he says morning you get up, make us a habit waking up in the early morning. If possible, keep an alarm for few days. We says 3 weeks you wake up regular with your alarm. After that you don't need alarm. So morning you get up, your bowel system will get cleared. Even if it's not cleared on the beginning days, it doesn't matter. You can brush, you can fresh up, sit and start doing your breathing practice.
So what practice should we do?
Normally we says the Nadi Shuddhi or the pranayam. If you have a yoga teacher near to you, please go and you can learn from them. Otherwise, Yoga for Unity, you can log in and you can learn the different pranayama practices directly from the experts of Heartfulness School of Yoga. It's very simplified Anuloma Viloma. It can be the basic breathing exercise. If somebody doesn't know how to do it, we say simply sit, comfort and take a deep breath and exhale slow. So it's slow and deep breath. When you're doing it for 5 to 6 minutes every day, it expands your lungs capacity. Make sure you are sitting in a clean space. Sit, relax, close your eyes gentle, inhale with a smile. Don't strain to take the breath. Exhale, you feel you're sharing all your happiness in and around and you are completely relaxed. Repeat the process as much as possible. The beginning, it might be little difficult for you to do it, but take effort. Within 3 weeks, you'll be the master of your breath. That makes you the most immune personality. When you have a breathing, the breath goes through your nostrils and it goes to the chakras, Agneyam, Vishuddhi and Anahat. It fills the lungs and it eliminates the unwanted toxicity or undigested air from your lungs. It expels. Again, you are taking it. When the breath hits the Agneya, it makes the nervous system nourishing. So your nervous system is getting nourishment only through the breath. So morning you get up and you start doing a breathing exercise, your brain, your spine and your nervous systems start understanding this man is responsible. He is taking care of me. I have to be in an autopilot mode. So once you regulate your breath in the morning, after that, throughout the day, that's 24 hours, your breath will be rhythmic, it will be slow, deep, with a smile. Normally, when we meet people, when we interact with people, when we argue people, it's not their words irritates us. The emotions which comes through the words, it hurts us. So how this emotion makes an impact on our nervous system? Is it the problem with the person? No. When you have a instability, when you have an anxiety, when you have an anger, when you have a frustration inside, the other's emotion being catalyzed on you and it makes you unstable and you are expressing the unwanted emotions on them and you are damaging your reputation. So we are not telling you should not get anger. We are telling unnecessary don't get an anger because of someone's agitation. Don't hurt yourself. When someone is doing wrong, they have to realize when someone doing wrong, you get anger and you shout at them. It's their mistake, they're doing wrong, but you are punishing yourself. It's the nervous system is not understanding how to behave at the time. Someone's mistake, why you have to get anger, why you have to punish yourself. So here he says, the breath is regulating your emotions. How acceleration can increase the speed of the vehicle, how a braking system reduce the speed of the vehicle, in the same way. So breath is the mechanism to accelerate your thought process and breath is the mechanism to slow down your thought process. The brain is having a function of moving from the past, present and future. If you regulate your breath, the breath connects you in the present. When you learn the art of living in present, you don't have anger, you don't have anxiety, you don't have a fear. All your emotional challenges can get regulated just aligning your breath. In our tradition at Shree Varma, we teach 5 methods of a breathing. That's already our Heartfulness Yoga practitioners are teaching. If you wish to know about it from your home itself, you can learn. Please get in touch with us.
So when I practice in the morning, do I have to practice again during the day or is that practice enough?
Once a day, if you are doing the practice, that's more than enough. After that, being witness to your breath. Sometimes when you're going to a smaller places, sometimes some new places you enter, you will be witnessing. My breath is getting shallow. I'm feeling little discomfort. When I'm meeting a person, it makes me annoyed. That is nothing but they're influencing your breath. In that time, you can be with a safe smile, try to deepen your breath. No need to practice all the practices you did in the morning. Morning, once a day, this practice, it's more than sufficient. Within 24 hours, again, you have to do the breath. In the meantime, any challenges on your emotions or any challenges on the discomfort on your breath at that time, take little deeper breath with a smile. That is fine. 2-3 times you do it, you will feel you relaxed. We say instant relaxation, connect with the breathing practice. When you're doing a relaxation, take little deep breath. When you breathe, smile, your facial nerves will understand, wow, something great is entering in. What is the greatness? The breath, it's a gift of the divine that is entering inside. When the God is coming to your home, smile and give a warm welcome. When the breath comes in, smile. At the beginning, it may look a little weird. Why I had to smile? It is an exercise, it's a practice. When your facial nerves understand, when the breath gets disaligned, I had to smile. So any challenges comes in your life, if anybody disturbs your emotions, your breath get disaligned, but automatically your body will take a deeper breath with a smile. Your opponent never get angry with you. Smile is an art. Only the humans can do it. Connect your smile with the breath. Most of the things can be managed just with a simple breathing practice.
So we're getting hold of our entire emotional and nervous system, nourishing the nervous system just through a practice of breathing, which takes 5 minutes in the morning. And you explained already last time, and we understand more as we go along with your sessions, that it's as important as food and as water. It actually helps also the food and water to be utilized properly by the body.
Yes. The breath is as important as food and water. When we talk about food, we say food is the essence of the earth and the water is Jal Mahabhut. Just to take a plant to be alive, it need earth, it need water. At the same time, it need air also. Imagine a plant is there. If there is no air, the plant get died. The same way, if too much of air, it's too much of cyclone, the plant dies. In the same way, for you to be alive, you need the prana, you need the oxygen. Same time, the rhythm of the breath is very, very important. How the flower is flowering, in the same way, your internal organs, each and every moment it is flowering. For that, the breath has to go with rhythmic speed. It's very, very important. Your cells and tissues, it builds the organs. These organs, imagine it's flowers, it's flowering. When the heart is pumping, it's flowering. It needs the prana. The prana has to go with a rhythmic speed. It should not be changed with somebody's emotions. It should not be changed with some fear. It should not be changed with anger. So to make it as strong, we say it's advised to do the breathing exercise in the morning. Once a day it is sufficient. There is a lot of breathing practices. Each and every breathing practices have its own qualities. A trained yoga physician or a yoga teacher can teach you the needed breathing practices. But in general, you can't do anything wrong in your own breathing practice. Deep inhale with a smile and exhale with a relaxation. That's a simple breathing practice. Anuloman Viloman or Brahmri or Shitali or Shitakari or pranayamas. Everything do good. Learn from the certified physician or a certified trainer.
So can everybody practice pranayam, breathing exercise? Are there contraindications with age? Too young, too old?
Everyone can do this a gentle breathing exercise, that is a deep inhale and slow exhale with a smile. This we say is simple and Nadi Shuddhi. Anuloman Viloman, you have to learn from the yoga teacher and you can practice. Any age, they can start the breathing practices, these slow practices. Anyone who have a heart problem or the blood pressure or the kidney problem or nervous disorders, you have to consult your physician or you have to get a certified yoga physician and you start the breathing practices. Normally, breathing practices is advised in the mornings. Evenings, as much as possible, we say please avoid the breathing practices. Otherwise, any fastening breathing practices, please don't do it in the evening. It will give a lot of nourishment to your lungs. So throughout the night, your nervous system will be celebrating it. The sleep can get disturbed if you're doing breathing exercise in the evenings or a night. So it's the best time to do it. It's in the morning.
We celebrate in the morning.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much for the, again, very simple tips, 5 minutes of breathing exercise every morning for everyone. I think we can all start with that, taking it in the order of importance, breath being the most important thing that we neglect all the time. So I think it's nice that we become aware of the breathing. And next week, we find you again and you will talk about which system, which pillar.
Food, water, breathe, we completed. This 3 is making our physical body healthy. So we will try to understand what is Sharira Shuddhi. What things you have to monitor. Is it your physical body is healthy? In case any changes happens, how to understand at the beginning and how to address this as a first response. So we will see Sharira Shuddhi or the physical health.
Physical health. Thank you so much for being with us again this week. If you have questions that you would like a little more, to go further or to have more explanation, please write to us and we will pick a few to answer. Thank you, Dr. Shree Varma. We'll meet you next week.